Good morning, everybody. This is a algorithm that I'm presenting it to you, and I just accidentally came upon this algorithm. Uh, it was related to books. It was the area that I found out this algorithm was related to books. So I had a strong love for books, and I, from quite some time, for quite many years, I've been collecting books, different sort of books, and I research in different domains. And so you can call me a multidisciplinary researcher. So, for example, in farming, astronomy, quantum computing, different areas. I'm researching from the ground level here in India. So. This I had a small collection of books which I used to carry when I was a bachelor. At that time, I used to take my books with me from one house to another, and those are like my precious possession that I still carry with me, and I have that now as a kind of a small wardrobe or small library there, where I just keep those books. So that algorithm has just evolved out of that arrangement of the books. So I'm naming it. I've even named it Double Decker. So we'll just see what are the details of those algorithm in the next slide. Thank you. So the basic context of the algorithm is, as you can see also, so to just have the arrangement of books in my wardrobe, uh, which I call as a small library of mine. So that you can just take out the back books also, and visibility is also good. So I will explain that in more detail now. So as you can see that there are two rows in the wardrobe. The books in the front, I mean, I'm just keeping it vertically. So vertical books, that is the layer one in the front, and then there is a back layer. In that also the books are kept in the vertical direction. So I've got essentially I've got two layers, layer one and layer two. So my wardrobe is like that. I can just put these basic average books in the two layers, okay, layer one and layer two. So in the first layer, when I see the books, so I can just see their names in the first layer, and then if I am taking that out from the first layer, so then only I can see the back layer books, because they are hidden behind the first layer books. So so in this arrangement, whenever I had to take out a book that was in the layer 2, that is the back layer, so I just cannot access it directly, because the front layer books are only visible, the titles of them are only visible, not the visibility was not there for the back books, because they are just behind the front layer. So this was the problem, and even the books were like stacked. There were no particular arrangement of the books in this particular solution, and so eventually I initially stacked the books in this fashion, and then when I wanted to access any book, I found like there was a no search criteria, and there is no grouping also. So I just couldn't like locate where the which book is where, so I have to just take out the front books, and then I have to search the back if the book is not found in the frontal layer. So this was a kind of a challenge, and I just took it as a challenge, a small project of mine, that how we can like solve this problem. Could there be some arrangement where I can see the back books also and I can see the front books also? Could there be an arrangement? And apart from the arrangement, I mean, apart from the visibility, I mean, I can see the back books also and front books also with titles. And also there is a ease of taking them out, because that is the physical requirement. If I want to take some book from the back layer, I can just take that out like this, and I can take the books from the front layer also. So this was a kind of a problem statement for me. I took it as a problem statement, and then I tried to solve that. So uh, eventually, while doing, some of the ideas came to my mind, and then I stumbled upon a solution which I am going to present in the next slides. So I've tried out various solutions. I've tried out some aging methods also in my small wardrobe, in my small library that I call, it's my very prized possession. And out of that, I've tried out several solutions, which I will show in the coming slides. Thank you. So here in the solution, I'm doing like two things. So one thing is the grouping of the books. For example, I found like after going through all the books, I found out that there's a chunk of books which only deals with the which are like autobiographical account. Okay, so I've just kept one group as autobiography. Then I found that there are several books which are only related to computer science. So that was another group. Then I found there was some books that are related to spiritual journeys, spirituality related. So those things I've kept it in one group. Another thing for example, there were some books that are related to some kind of a research. So different groups. For example, there was a group, kind of group books that are related to Ayurveda. So that is one group. So grouping is one thing that I've done, but this is a very common thing to do. The basic solution, the final solution that came up after this grouping was how to access that. I mean, as you've heard the problem statement, so how we are going to do the final solution for that. So as you can see in the picture, so the back books I've kept it like this is one arrangement. So inside this arrangement there are three things that I'll discuss now. One thing is the back books are still kept as vertical, and as you can see, and the horizontal books are kept in the horizontal direction. The front layer books are kept in the horizontal direction, and the back layer books are still kept in the vertical direction. And the only condition here is um, the front books, which are kept in the horizontal direction, they have the height about uh, half the height of the back books. For example, in the back vertical layer, you have height h. Then this front horizontal books layer height should be or even smaller than h by 2, something of that sort. So this solves my two purpose. I can see the back books also visibly. Visible. I mean, they are also visible. The title is also visible, though it is not visible completely, but I can still make out. Okay, and the front title is I can clearly see. And the second thing is ease of taking them out. So the back books I can easily take them out now, and I can again keep it over there with ease. And I've like tested it several times after this arrangement, and it is working fine. And the front rows, so it's like front, the visibility is there for both the rows, which was not there previously. So had I been like putting the front books with full height edge, like the height with the back layer, so in that case also the back layer would be hidden. So we are not doing that. We are just taking the h by 2 or even smaller than that. So this arrangement is working quite well. So this is one solution. Another thing that I've tried is in the corner, I've tried out the stacked approach. As you can see, uh, clearly see in the picture, that there is a corner which is like stacked vertically. Uh, Horizontally it is stacked, but it is in the corner. So there I've used the aging principle, and the aging principle is like based upon my experience of these books. I found that there are certain books in my wardrobe, in my library, which are almost never accessed. Okay, so when they are like least accessed, so what should I do? So I've just tried to I've kept them in the bottom side. Okay, and the books which are heavily used or which are in high demand, which I'm using almost like frequently, so they are kept at the top of it. So in this arrangement, this is one arrangement, front h by 2 and h, and this is another stacked arrangement where the aging principle is there. And another thing, I've stacked it in the corner, as you can see, these are like vertical. So kind of a mixed approach, but this is the main solution, that the back are kept in vertical and the front are in the horizontal. So this solution now is working fine. And how would I know that this is working fine? After doing this solution, I did some random checks. Okay. uh, and in those random checks, I asked my daughter to just be a little book inspector sort of thing, and she took the role of a book inspector, and she asked me that, okay, you can like take out this book. And I used to search that in the library in this arrangement, and I used to easily find that out, and I have to take that out also, and then again put it into the same place. So when we did this for a couple of books, we found out that this arrangement is working nice. So I will also show this maybe the next slide in a kind of a rough diagram of this approach. So this algorithm that we came across is I'm calling it double decker. Yeah, thank you.